Good afternoon and welcome to TVM News. Today is Friday, September 22nd. I'm Colby Hughes.
And I'm Emily Rowe. This week we have news about 9 juveniles escaped from Nebraska's academy.
We also have news about 5 American citizens who have returned from Iran.
And we'll be checking in with TVM sports anchors John Downey and Vincent Goldschmidt to find out the latest in Marywood and professional sports.
Today is the kickoff to Marywood's Family and Alumni Weekend. Tonight the party starts behind the arch in front of the Learning Commons with a performance from the Chatter along with food and drinks. Find out what the buzz is with the Chatter tonight starting at 6:30 p.m.
Family and Alumni Weekend continues into Saturday and Sunday with several different free events to attend. On Saturdays, students and guests can attend breakfast, outdoor activities on the art field, mass, and casino night. On Sunday, there will be brunch and a car show to close out the weekend celebrations. For the schedule of events, check out the Student Engagement Instagram for quick links.
Looking for a way to earn service hours or become more involved with the community? The STARS program is looking for mentors. The STARS program is a mentoring program for students in 7th grade to seniors in high school. Mentors would work with the young students on a number of different activities on Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 4 to 5:30 p.m. at Elm Park Methodist Church.
This past weekend, the Maslow Study Gallery for Contemporary Art opened a new exhibit. There are works featured from Jasper Johns and Robert Rauschenberg from the Maslow collection. The gallery exhibit is open from September 16th until October 28th in the Shield Center for Visual Arts.
When we come back, we'll tell you about 9 juveniles who escaped from Abraxas Academy.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Morning, September 18th, 9 juveniles escaped from Abraxas Academy, a residential treatment center for delinquent young men ages 14 to 18 in Morgantown, Pennsylvania. State police were called in to help local police and the staff of the facility. 4 of the 9 juveniles turned themselves in because they were cold and tired, while the other 5 were captured after they stole a vehicle and ran from the police for a few miles.
The residents of Northumberland County were given a warning following the release of thousands of minks on early Sunday morning. About 7,000 minks were released from a fur breeding farm along Route 890 under the cover of night. The public has been warned to not try to catch the minks or to let their animals out unattended. Public safety is most important to game wardens and urges people to not approach these animals.
Following the flash flooding experienced by many in Lackawanna County, local fire departments have lost access to crucial pieces of equipment due to water damage. The Chinchilla Hose Company and the Newtown Ransom Volunteer Company had rescue vehicles take on water, which has led these departments to rely on surrounding departments and their rigs to continue to be able to respond to calls while their equipment is being fixed.
Human remains were found in East Stroudsburg, which has launched an investigation. Police were called out in Monroe County on Wednesday, September 13th, after the caller reported a person was unresponsive and not breathing. Even though an autopsy was conducted, the cause of death remains unknown. The remains are unidentified, and this investigation is still ongoing.
When we come back, we'll tell you about the 5 American citizens who have returned from Iran.
Isabella Gomez filling in for Smokey Bear because he's got more to say than just,
only you can prevent wildfires.
like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
I'm Chris Jakomick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakomick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. My service never stops.
American citizens have returned to the United States after being held as prisoners in Iran. One early Tuesday morning, the 5 U.S. citizens returned to their families in Fort Belvoir, Virginia. The Biden administration made a deal with Iran for $6 billion of frozen oil revenues and released 6 Iranian prisoners back to Iran. 2 of the people opted to remain anonymous, while the other 3 returning to U.S. soil were Siamak Namazi, detained since 2015, Morad Tabaz, and Imad Shargi, who were both detained since 2018. Welcome home.
Following a fentanyl exposure in New York City daycare that left 1 child dead and 3 in the hospital, Mayor Eric Adams is calling for the community to come together and fight this drug epidemic. Owner and operator of the daycare, Gray Mendez, and Content Charleston Brito were arrested for murder, manslaughter, and assault after children were exposed to fentanyl. Throughout the day on Friday, September 15th, both suspects were considered of flight risk and are being held without bail until trial.
The app formerly known as Twitter is considering charging all users that utilize the newly named app X. During a conversation Elon Musk had with the Israeli Prime Minister, Musk talked about charging all users a small fee to use the app. While there was no specific price estimate, Musk stated that this was the only way he could think of to prevent AI bots from being on the app. When we come back, we'll check in with TVM sports anchors John Downey and Vincent Goldschmidt for the latest in Marywood and professional sports.
John, it's a great time to be a sports fan. You know, football's in full swing, baseball's finishing up.
I know, I can't wait, man. Playoffs for baseball.
Marywood sports too. Marywood sports is starting off. We love it. We love it. We love it. The Marywood men's soccer team went 2-1 in their 3 matchups, with victories over Penn State Brandywine and Clark Summit University before falling to the University of Scranton. Sophomore forward Kyle Falcon netted 4 goals, including a hat trick against Clark Summit. The women's squad didn't fare as well, with a loss to FDU Florham before drawing with Keene University. They have a chance to right their early woes when they host Alvernia University. The Pacers volleyball team's losing streak continues, extending to 8 matches, including losses to Penn State Berks, Alvernia, Keuka University, and SUNY Delhi. It has been over a week since the Pacers have collected a victory in a set, with their last set victory dating back to the 3-1 loss against King's College on September 12th. The Marywood field hockey team swept their opponents this week with a 2-1 victory over Oneonta before walloping 5-1 on the road against Keystone College. Sophomore midfielder Darianne Jones was responsible for 4 of the Pacers' goals through the week, netting her first career hat trick against Keystone. A couple of huge hat tricks, first of the career for a couple of them.
Listen, Vinny, that's pretty cool. I mean, you see what's going on in the NFL? All these injuries, it's crazy.
It sucks.
Man.
Hopefully none of our Pacers get hurt.
Hopefully not. The NFL is back in full swing after a very eventful first 2 weeks, with 9 teams still undefeated, 7 over in the NFC. Many of the top teams still have yet to get their footing underneath them. Meanwhile, teams like the Dolphins, Ravens, Cowboys, and 49ers have looked outstanding thus far. The Cowboys have dominated both New York teams, and the 49ers have won 2 gritty games on the road, looking great in both. Meanwhile, the Dolphins have played 2 different style games, but have came away with both victories on the road as well. Lastly, the Ravens have come in with a new-look offense and showed flashes right away as they have taken down a bad team in Houston and have beat a very formidable team in the Bengals, who have yet to figure things out. All over the NFL, injuries have piled up, which is expected over the first few weeks of the season, but the running backs have taken a significant hit thus far. With all the controversy that running backs dealt with during the offseason with the contract issues, this is not the start they are hoping for, as guys like J.K. Dobbins and Nick Chubb are already out for the season, along with Austin Eckler and Saquon Barkley, who are expected to miss some time with their respective ankle injuries. David Montgomery and Jamal Williams also suffered injuries this week, but don't seem to be as severe. Let's slide over to the MLB, where it is coming down to the final week of the regular season, with plenty of question marks surrounding the playoffs. The American League is pretty much locked in with the division leaders, as the Orioles, Astros, and Twins hold their positions. The wild card is where it gets a little tricky, because there are 3 teams within a half of game of each other for only 2 spots. The National League is pretty much the same way, as the Braves, Dodgers, and Brewers hold their division spots, and the wild card has 4 teams within 2 games of each other. It will be a fun final week of the regular season, as we can see a bunch of potential winner-take-all games next Sunday. That's all for sports. We'll be back after these messages.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Okay, here we go.
3, 2.
3, 2, 1.
COVID-19 has been a really long and difficult fight.
So when we start talking about COVID, I completely get it. It's frustrating.
We've all been impacted one way or another.
The fight against COVID is also changing really quickly.
And it's sometimes really hard to keep up.
So here are a few things we know.
We are not fighting the same virus from 2020.
Right now, new variants are a lot more contagious and need to be taken seriously.
Getting vaccinated and staying boosted is the best way to keep you protected from COVID-19 and help you stay out of the hospital.
Even if you got COVID before, it's important that you go get your COVID booster.
COVID vaccines are safe.
Much safer than getting COVID-19.
We all want this to end sooner than later.
So go ahead and do things.
Go out and live your life, but get vaccinated. Stay boosted.
We can all do our part.
And get back to living. You can go to getvaccineanswers.org for more information.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Gatorland took in a new resident this week, but not just any gator. The newest small alligator is missing its top jaw and was trapped last Friday and taken to its new forever home.
That's a really sweet ending to the story.
Yeah, that is very sweet. That's going to do it for this week's edition of TVM News. From everyone at TV Marywood, thanks for tuning in.
Be sure to follow TV Marywood's YouTube page and like the TVM Facebook page to stay up to date on the latest happenings and to watch additional content. I'm Colby Hughes.
And I'm Emily Rowe. Have a great weekend, Marywood.